I just can't get over how bad this game looks. Like, every time I look at it, it's like, didn't Mythos look better than this?
Ascend through the cathedral.
The game just looks unfathomably bad.
Oh yeah, this is right when we get this guy.
Check out the sick lightning particle.
On, everything just dies when they walk near me in this zone.
Schwa's asleep.
Schwa is asleep.
Why are you sleeping on the job, Schwa?
It happens.
Check out that lightning, isn't that sick? Wow. That's quite something else.
Our magic is I am free.
Back to my mission.
Yeah, back to my mission.
Check out those sick particles.
Who are you?
You will know soon enough. Help me find my gear. I will reward you well. Tell me.
Do you like how everything has this weird backlight on it?
I have unfinished business with the Skeleton King.
As do I.
This makes the game incredibly hard to read.
Why did gold just appear in the middle of the hallway?
The cultists.
Why not?
The Skeleton King.
This glowing pit.
Nothing happened. It
What
just
made it?
appeared there for no
Now we're
reason.
To find out.
Down this way.
The game does that.
He's free. Do not let him be off.
You like how he knows where his weapons are?
He's got the 69th sense.
I am Cormac, warrior of the
Jiggles his
Templar
hands and
Order.
suddenly he's in full armor.
It is the Skeleton King you seek. Then you will have to fight your way past John Dar. There is
It's
no
as if it
reason
didn't take like
hunt
10 minutes to
away.
equip
We just
yourself in
know
armor.
John Dar is over there. Could emphasize John Dar.
He knows nothing. Still do like no damage.
Welcome to my existence.
Oh, you died. Welcome to Schwa's existence. I died. I am now Schwa.
I like how when the player you're reviving does, like, release, it doesn't stop you from reviving them.
Nope. You notice how basically every game has those kinds of things, like where you steal mining nodes and you can still mine from them? Nobody ever tested their shit whatsoever. Or reaches the point of hysteria that literally every single game has the exact same interaction bugs.
Of course they do. You know, everybody shares. This is such a friendly industry.
Yeah.
Magic bars our way, but the will
Black
of the Templar
magic.
is stronger.
Wow, that was intense. I hope you were watching that. That was really quite something else. He
Ready for some
really
cheesy
showed that.
dialogue?
You were a Templar, John Dar. How could you succumb to this coven?
The Coven is my brotherhood now. The powers we serve will soon rule this world.
This game.
Wow. Wow. That really gets you in the mood, man.
Wait for it.
Watch this.
Please forgive me. My vision was clouded by the Coven's evil magic.
Betrayal can never be
Bitch
forgiven.
trail.
Thank you for your aid. I will
Alright.
go with you on your hunt for the Skeleton King. But there
Did his
is
body
one
just
condition.
change direction
If we
completely?
find
Like he was
sacred
facing the other
stones in
direction
my
and then just
order,
zapped and
They are mine.
Yeah.
What happened is he sprung into the air and then the guy stabbed the ground over there
And
somewhere.
onwards we go to fight the Skeleton King.
you have to slow that one down.
It was really quite something else. Now it actually tells you he will wait in
Fucks off
town.
because we're multiplayer, and why would you want henchmen in multiplayer?
Yeah.
It might have been slightly balanced, you know, just filling up the game with henchmen if you had like 2 people or whatever, but no. That makes sense. It's not allowed in Tony's world.
My strength has increased.
Meanwhile, if you play only
Chase my
multiplayer,
birds.
you just get all these useless items all the time you can do nothing with.
Yeah, so every time you find one of the items for your henchmen. Of course, you just find useless items all the time anyways, because Blizzard just decided we're going to make a lot of legendaries. Most of them are going to be worthless.
Yep.
Giggling.
Now I stand here as everything dies to the aura. The game plays itself, man. Oh my god, fear. Because that was such an in-depth and engaging mechanic in World of Warcraft. So we had to add it to this game too.
New lore!
Oh my god, new lore. Medicine's ejaculating as you listen to it.
My burden.
It's okay. Because I found that.
Strangle for Barons. That's what's gonna happen to Metzen.
No, what happened to Metzen, or no, the real tragedy of Metzen.
Oh shit.
I had to think how to put that one.
I just love how fucking comedic that game's story is. Where literally they have basically what happened with Metzen.
I really just
Is
think
they fired
of that
him.
fucking cinematic between Sylvanas and what's his face, the kid that nobody cares about because he's literally a fucking OC Mary Sue.
Basically, Blizzard figured out the formula to Metzenism, which is buzzwords and shit, so they fired him so they can just have some intern do it at like a fraction of the cost. And nobody will ever notice the difference. That's the real story of Metzen.
That feel when game plays itself.
That feel when the game doesn't confine the fucking cursor. Because why would we want you to prevent you from clicking on the other fucking monitor?
I will forever live in anguish for my
People just want to be
There's
alt-tabbed
actually a
randomly.
button to lock it, you know.
Yes, I have it on, but sometimes it decides, you know what, I'm not gonna lock it.
But I fought on.
I really feel like that's actually Windows.
Well, someone's fucking doing it.
Because I know there's a lot of games that do that. Like, you'll just randomly be able to... How did you die?
I was alt-tapped again.
Got maimed by a random arrow.
There was a boner over there you did not kill, and he was shooting me while I was trying to fuck with the cursor. And yes, there's a lot of old games that just flat out don't support multiple monitors. Spellforce was one of them. So I always had to be conscious of using my fucking cursor because the game would just crash if I ever alt-tabbed.
It's okay, when I alt-tabbed out of this game, it broke my entire computer, so... That was fun.
By my once beloved king. Evil
That was a new
You
one.
got blizzarded.
I cannot risk putting my beloved
still don't
Tristram in
know.
danger.
And again, both of you
Should I
just have
obtain
random
that which
computer
tears at
problems,
me,
and I don't even
I
know
must
why.
venture down into the labyrinth. to
It's
die
obviously
alone.
because I'm not running a Macintosh.
Stream
They
be
just work.
thinking, I don't even know why that happened.
It wouldn't have been a problem if it just let me quit the game, but apparently I couldn't. So I got stuck on a black screen. I just had to like hard reset the entire fucking machine.
Do you like how Windows 10 and stuff just like shows you a smiley face when you VSOD now instead of anything useful? That's like the way Apple has done it forever. Is so like,
It's
yeah,
still got all the relevant shit on there. It just has a smiley face.
It's a very Apple nod because that's all Apple tells you. It's just a smiley face.
Tries to make you feel better.
My path becomes clearer.
That
I think
shit
Windows gives you like an
happens.
error code or something you have to look for.
Yeah, it gives you the exact same shit that a blue screen did, but now it has a smiley face.
I'm sure Stallman is
That's
very
No
upset about
less
that
is part of the point.
because Stallman really hates Apple.
Still makes it absolutely useless because it doesn't
actually
tell you
do a
what
bit of
caused it in the
damage.
first place.
Look at this. I actually do marginal
Or
amounts
really
of damage.
explain what those error codes even mean.
Yeah.
Since you can look online at random fucking overclocking websites.
Got an
and find
item
out what a
called
lot of them
Attack
mean.
Void.
Attack Void! Medson's really happy about that one. I like how
Oh, that's
HK says
involved
well
with
over double my
dogs.
health.
Attack voids.
Yes. Unleash the voids.
One day we'll find the fucking Royal Crypts.
The Royal Crypts.
Probably the case where you're supposed to go the other direction.
So your problem is you're in blood territory, not crypts. Oh my god! Oh Jesus!
Or I feel like I need to equip that fucking teleporting rod just so I can get around.
You're a rod. Schwa's a rod.
Her face is a rod.
A rod of socks. These rare names are like, they just scream Metzen. Do you like how all the macaroni is glowing, quote unquote, despite the fact that, you know, there's no fire, which is why it looks like a macaroni.
What did need them to be lit for?
Yes, that. But then see, look at them, look at the macaroni.
Cat slants.
The macaroni, man. Doesn't that make you hungry?
Where's the exit?
It's steaming. You overcooked your macaroni.
Man, I don't even think anything in this level is randomized because it's what Blizzard did. But I still can't find anything because I keep forgetting where to go.
Yeah, Blizzard actually, not only did they state that 3D geometry can't be randomized, when they did discover it could be randomized, they decided not to use it anyways. The net result is that Blizzard really just wanted to excuse to have no effort in their game. One day I will kill these buzzards. One day I will break
Found the
these
door.
chains.
Oh, someone found it. Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Buzzards.
I'm coming. What? Oh, here.
I killed one of the buzzards. It took this long of non-stop shooting lasers at now. I've made way halfway across the level. I can't. I'm fighting buzzards.
You're a fucking buzzard.
You're a buzzard.
Face is a buzzard.
He dropped Protection Genesis. It's like the epitome of Americanisms right there. Like familiar is
Some
shooting
hot
at nothing.
lore.
Oh my goodness. You can hear Schwa.
We have just arrived in Tristram.
You must
I
experience
must say,
this
I'm a bit
epic
dismayed.
lore.
This place is a backwater filled with serfs and an ancient broken-down monastery, hardly fit for the king of Condorus. I cannot fathom why Lazarus was so...
Keep your distance from him. This burden is mine to bear. May death bring peace from your madness, Leoric.
Traitors! Even in death, the armies of Condorus will still obey their king, even if you will not.
Okay.
Wasn't that
Armor
intense?
snapped in place when he hit the ground. Like, it physically moved, like some of the pieces of armor.
Blizzard. You dare.
The fetid
There's that word again.
has fallen over the manor we now call home.
How
Young
dare
Alaric
you?
seems to be enjoying himself in our new home, however.
You dare
Perhaps I'm
this, you
simply
dare
suffering
that.
from an
If you ever
imbalance of
play World of
mood.
Warcraft, you'll hear that
Recent
word like
change
every
in my
fucking second statement within Legion. That's actually something I really want to record as well.
Make a master cut of it.
It's just just the first like couple hours of Legion is just all the dialogue.
Funny thing is, you don't even have to kill those as far as I'm aware. You can just walk right through the fucking door.
You used to need to.
I don't really
they
know.
changed
I never
that-
paid attention.
If they change that, then that's
Probably just used to... Yeah, that's probably more because I'm used to not being in here in story mode. When you're an adventure,
Is
you
it
can
different?
just break the door.
good old Blizzard. Keeping it real.
I don't remember like any of this portion.
Probably because it's all abominable. You ever notice that everything undead has to be this green color now? This spell green?
Yes, everything's gotta be the teal color. Did I just...
Blizzard popularized that, and now everyone has it.
I'm
this
convinced
will
that
be
my
intense.
monitor's colors are a little off because I still see blue.
Probably.
Well, that's kind of tealish.
You'll never defeat me. It was merely a setback, etc.
Yeah, so that's really where everything just really went downhill. It was merely a setback, just became a thing that was said about like virtually everything Blizzard since that happened.
It's because it was so retarded people couldn't believe what they were watching. But then they realized it was real, and then they accepted it because they had no other choice. Look, it's sparkly.
Then it
That
came
means you have to
down
interact
in
with
World
it.
of Warcraft that unless you actually collected something's head, it wasn't dead.
I would have laughed if he had a codpiece like slapped to his crotch. That would have made that actually like, a bit amusing.
Yes, that would be a detail that would probably get them sued. Does that fucking stop him? That's amazing. It's that instant damage you have a really, really hard time avoiding. Doesn't that lightning look awful? It's like
Why
this
did you need to
faded out
avoid it?
thing. Yes, you just take no damage apparently. Boners. Wow, they didn't one-shot me. I'm surprised.
Lag.
I better get used to that in this.
My strides grow longer.
Swift.
That death animation. That death animation was really intense. Also, listen. You're gonna be hearing that electric guitar stinger for the next 30 hours. I hope you like it.
Now we've got
Lit.
some real lore in here. Real deep
Yes.
lore.
Prepare yourself.
Deep lore.
Deep lore.
Finally, the crater.
Finally, a crater.
Look, it has an exclamation point. That's so intense.
There's this interesting fog creeping over the edge
Yes.
that just originates from the
So
middle of the
mystery.
floor.
Yup, it just comes out of fucking nothing.
Hello.
It was you that fell from the sky? I do not believe that you are behind the evil of this place.
It's quite the
His
assumption.
body's turning when you moved.
was.
It was rotating on the ground when he was hunched over.
Who are you?
I am not your enemy. I think. Yes,
This was a terrible decision to do this.
I have come with a warning. The darkness. The darkness is coming.
The darkness.
The darkness.
I will take you to Cain. He will help.
He's black. He's talking about the darkness. There's definitely some racial undertones going on in this game.
Little does he know, the darkness has already come.
Yes.
Man, that's why it's so dark down here.
Look at that walking animation. That is intense.
He's so black, he extinguished all the candles and threw them out.
To the truth that the
Oh, yes,
fallen
this.
star is a man. He knows nothing of who he is or where he came from.
Do you like how the voices in these
Perhaps
quote-unquote
Cain will
cinematics are so fucking heavily overcompressed?
Why has he come?
That's dirty, man.
Are you aware that he has worked his hands to the bone to bring you these fine goods?
These fine goods, huh? You obviously are not entirely sure which bone he's talking about. No, look at that. I got an achievement. Isn't that intense? We have all the schwa-schwaing. Schwa-wise.
I found this man in the crater made by the fallen star.
No man could survive such a thing.
No man could survive such a thing.
What are you?
A warrior, I think. I came bearing grave news. But I cannot.
Grave news.
Your message might be all.
It's because everyone's undead, so it's gotta be grave. Impending doom.
I hate you for even pointing that out.
Tell me everything you remember, stranger.
Why isn't this part of the
Every
original
Falling.
discussion?
A sword of great power. It
I forgot my
was
coffee.
Part of me.
That's
But
unfortunate.
It shattered into 3 pieces as I fell.
3 pieces.
It is vital that we find those pieces.
And he knows that it shattered into 3 pieces, even though he lost his memory.
The goatmen are
He doesn't even know why he's here, but he knows it's 3 pieces.
Goatmen.
anything to do with that.
Of course, of course. Just as the dead rose around the stranger, the sword pieces drove the goatmen to madness.
The goatmen are of little concern.
That can't be a sword you really want to get back. That sounds dangerous, man. Why is his sword making goats go insane?
You have no other memories?
Like, that doesn't make a lick of sense, no matter which way you put it.
A kind of pain.
Get my
Yeah.
coffee, I forgot.
Not even really sure about that one.
It is a constant frustration.
Stay strong. The sword cannot be far.
Prophecy of the end days.
The prophecy of the end days is contained within the Herodric tomes I inherited from my ancestor, Jared Cain. It is a warning to those
Jared.
who could interpret it regarding Hell's ultimate invasion of our world, written by many different people throughout
Everybody's
history.
just
in
shifting
many different
around
ways.
randomly.
All known versions of the prophecy are incomplete. I have spent a good part of the past 20 years trying to complete it. I am certain it holds the answers to defeating the Lords of Hell.
The camera jittering violently as I run around Captain Rumford. If you run around it really tightly, the camera will, like, practically shake.
What are you guys doing to this young man?
I'm causing camera shaking.
Is that so?
Run around it really tightly and it'll jitter all over the place.
Ah, yes. Their collision sphere is probably very, very low poly.
I have to go to the
Oh.
fields of misery.
Man, how miserable.
Oh. Yeah, this part was also really amazing before. Or was it this part? I don't know now.
Gross.
Every part in this game is amazing. This is a real work of
I
art.
forgot what part. Did Leah already open the door with the lock on it?
The lock that just projectiles off like a torpedo. That's before you
Yes,
go into the cathedral.
Yeah, it used to projectile into the atmosphere. For some reason they decided, hey, we're not going to can this animation, we're going to make it physics. So she touches the lock and it just fucks
I
off.
was able to trace some carrion bats back to one of their nests. What I found shocked me. The nest itself is a living organism, a mature bat that has been mutated by the darkest of magics. I no longer...
Suddenly, because we gained like multiple levels, everything gains like a shitload of health.
Yeah.
Thudding noise.
There's jizz on the ground by 50 Cent. By the way, I remember these trees going invisible and killing people when you can't even fucking see them.
Listen to that thudding
That happened
noise.
the last time we played.
Don't have enough spirit.
You can do even more damage.
Lollies.
God damn it!
What?
I
Oh,
went to
did you
town
tell-
and then I clicked on your fucking banner. This fucking portal animation moved me down.
I need spirit.
A funny looking rod. It's got some wavy things on it that just go all over the place.
Your face is wavy.
Look at the physics bits on this thing.
Yes. They just go all over the place.
They're all springy.
That sound effect is like 11 kkz.
Though I have searched every corner of the great library of Chaldeum, I can find no
Apparently he already
references to
died.
the true fate of the blood clan Khazar. Some crumbling papers hint that they made a pact to serve the...
You notice that the item animation for them coming out of bodies and stuff is also, it's just they like go in the air, change axis, and then hit the ground. They don't even have the spinning animation they did in D2. As I noticed when I opened that body and that piece of armor came out of it.
And that he must take action. After much prayer,
It's pretty lazy.
Khan hit upon the idea of an order of crusaders.
Here you can have an even cheaper disintegrate right across.
For level 49. And they'll be sweet 49. You're somehow ahead of me, and we're both somehow really far ahead of Schwa. Not entirely sure how that works
Probably
given
just
the
from
game's
random
experience.
stats on gear giving experience, whatever, I don't know.
Oh yeah, the little tiny percentages.
Why would you want that to be the same for everybody? We gotta make it per player.
It's amazing how bad these games are for multiplayer, from the soul binding to the
Yeah, they
experience.
literally work
fundamentals.
against you playing multiplayer in a lot of ways.
I never really understood that about games like MMOs and stuff, where it's like you're in a group, so we have to
Even
punish
fucking
you.
PlanetSide too, it's like about fighting for your empire and shit, but all the rewards and shit are personal. And it wasn't for like a fucking year later or more that they even had shared experience for people that were in a vehicle. It actually
That's kind of
really
pathetic.
was especially bad for liberators because you had, you know, you had the pilot that had the nose gun that couldn't move, which then they added the gun that you could aim using the middle mouse button very awkwardly. But
Why the hell would you
yeah,
use the middle mouse button?
a complete dick with that gun, because it's the button that lets you look around when you're in the cockpit.
The middle mouse button is like one of the most awkward buttons there is to use.
Yeah, especially when you're trying to aim. So you're holding down the middle mouse button and moving the mouse to aim.
That's funny. Just like shooting behind me is funny too, because I don't turn to face the things they shoot immediately.
This is not the cave that we were looking for.
You sure?
My injuries are too severe.
How is it lost if we found it?
What I like is that now we're now at the point where every single second enemy has like charge that will just instantly hit you. Starting with those big things. They'll just come out of nowhere and just smack you. There's so many things in the game that have that. Because they only have like the one AI archetype.
Something in here, but this is just a cave.
You're a cave. I like how they call it the Lost Mine, but they couldn't have had anything like railroads or mine carts, and that scaffolding is just random crap pulled out of some other tile set. Like it just doesn't actually look like a mine at all. Also, as Schwa has probably noticed by now, all of the gameplay is builders and spenders. That's it.
I will return.
You just building and spending, building and spending.
Case of Wizards in the original version of Diablo 3. You basically removed the building because you just had crits giving you arcane power.
Yeah, at some point you don't have to really worry too much about building anymore, but that's not really their intended effect. That's just a result of them not knowing how to balance anything. One of these days, Schwa has to play World of Warcraft and experience what true pain
I
is.
was actually just trying to leave this cave because there's nothing in here.
I mean, that argument can be made for the whole fucking game.
Yeah, but there's no silly dialogue to be had.
I hear silly dialogue like every 20-30 seconds over here.